Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Valaverse Action Force Steel Brigade Special Core exclusive figure. Now, I don't exactly know which toy show this was exclusive to, but it was I was able to order it from the Valaverse website. I did order two because I like to keep one on card, and then I got one to open up for you guys. And then, of course, there was always that chance to get that 1 in 100 gold head variant. As you can see, you got a chromed out helmet this time, but there was a gold version, like vac metal gold version, but only like 100 of them, so it's like impossible to get it. The reason why I'm doing this review pretty late is because these Series 5 and later figures are, like, come off the card like so much, and both of mine were pretty bad. This was the better of the two, but the other one was pretty bad, and I wanted to wait until I got my replacement before I could open one up because I wanted to make sure that I had the better card to keep on card. But Valaverse, they knew this was an issue with these cards, so they did reach out, I reached out to them and they were able to take care of me, which was pretty cool. So I'm excited to check this out. I will do a comparison with only the original Series 1 Steel Brigade. There have been other Steel Brigade figures that have been released, but I'm just going to focus on the original there and kind of go over the differences between the two. But the Steel Brigade figure is my favorite amongst the Action Force line, although the Praetorians may take over that. So here's the regular Praetorian. I do have the green translucent still on card because I didn't get a second one of those. And then the next video will actually be the Praetorian Wraith. I ordered two of these, one to keep on card, one to review for you guys. Unfortunately, I did not get the 1 in 100 completely clear translucent variant, but that would have been cool. No variants for me, no luck for me. But let's go ahead and focus on the Steel Brigade. Let's open it up. Let's take a look. Okay, so here is the Steel Brigade figure out of the package, and you know what? It looks like this Steel Brigade is 100% all new, and I think Series 5, every figure was all brand new tooling across the board. I could absolutely be wrong on that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I thought that's what I heard. I'm not super current up to date with all the news and everything in terms of Action Force, but I keep an eye out for the really cool ones and any new Steel Brigade figures, and now any new Praetorians. I keep my ear open to kind of what's going on. But here we have the Steel Brigade, and I'm really liking it. In terms of accessories, we get a stand here, figure stand there. Kind of has a sandy, rocky terrain there. Several different pegs to stand the figure up. We get a few different sets of hands. So out of the package, he's got trigger fingers, and then we also get these cupped hands here for holding his weapons for support. There, we get a standard set of grip hands here with vertical hinges, which is great. And then we also get a set of fists here with standard horizontal hinges. So trigger finger hands have vertical, grip hands have vertical, fists and cup hands have horizontal hinges. We also get this backpack piece here. It's just green. We got a couple of, are these the carabiners, or these like the C... That wouldn't be C-clips. Version of carabiner? I don't know what these ones exactly are, because these look like the ones that screw to attach. But anyway, we got that backpack piece there. Then we get two rifle weapons, as you can see here. So black plastic, some green paint in there. We get the two different ones here. So let's zoom in. So we have this one here. And this one here. One thing that I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to Action Force stuff is these guns, these weapons, are very hard plastic. There's no give to them whatsoever. Like, I feel like you could probably just snap these right in half. So I would like it if they were a little bit softer, maybe a little bit give to them. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as you're careful, I guess it doesn't really matter. But we got those two there. We do get the, I don't know if it's like night vision or what you would call this. But as you can see there, and this attaches to the helmet like so you can actually have him looking through those goggles or that scope or whatever it may be called. It's cool. I don't like the way it looks. Like, if you just keep that up, that kind of looks a little bit funky, so we're just going to remove that, kind of leave it at that, and that's how good it looks there. So some additional accessories that are already stored on the figure, which is great. We get a knife here, just has this gray handle and a black blade, but it stores right in the sheath there on his chest. We get a couple of additional magazines, ammo magazines, stored on the left leg. So we got 2 of them. They're just done in black plastic. They both store there, which is great. We got the handgun here that's holstered on his right leg, and this is a beefy boy. There, it's just black with a little bit of a darker green paint on there. That looks good. Again, it was already holstered. And then I'm trying to think, are these canister grenades, do those remove? It's hard to get a good grip on them. It looks like they could be removed because they're a bright green and that darker green. I don't know if they come out or not. It looks like they could, but man, I just can't get a grip. Maybe my fingers are too fat. It is possible. I'm a big boy. Oh, yeah, they do. They do come out. So there we go. 2 canister grenades there. So those are stored on the figure. So that is really cool. So, you know, they pack out the tray as much as they can, and then there's not enough room for everything. So they got to store it right on the figure, which is cool. I don't mind that. So there we go. So now let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at the Steel Brigade to take a look at the deco, the new sculpt work, and everything like that. And we'll do a little bit of comparison with the older one as we're kind of going through that as well. But let's see size comparison from the old one to the new one. Looks like they're about the same size. The new one might be a tad taller, but the helmet is also a little bit bigger. It looks like there's a new neck piece, like its own individual neck piece on the torso, whereas this one was all like one piece, the neck and the torso. So it looks like that, with that little bit of difference, maybe add a little bit of height to them. Okay, so right away, obviously, the Steel Brigade, the color scheme is pretty similar. The helmets are similar, but they are different. Not only, obviously, we got the chromed out version here with the vac metal, but the design of it is a little bit different. It's definitely a little bit bulkier, but the design elements are the same. It's just, you know, a completely new sculpt, and then you add on, you know, that peg port there to add the goggle pieces, the night vision or whatever it is. So there's some differences there. We get these shoulder pads on there, and I don't think the Steel Brigade didn't. I'm trying to think if it had separate pieces that you could put on there. Maybe some of the other ones, but we get these shoulder pads there that attach at the bicep, and you can kind of move those around, which is really cool. So we get a similar blue color, a little bit lighter. But we don't get green pants this time. We get blue pants, and we've got tan boots. The tan boots look kind of shiny too. I don't care for that. I really like the old black boots with the silver buckles on there. And then one thing that I had seen people post on Facebook about this, and I don't think they were a big fan. So you got an ankle swivel in there at the top of the boot, but why not just have this be the boot, and then the cut there instead of the pants, the middle of the pants? Now, they do a good job lining up the sculpt of it and stuff, and it's just weird, but I think it also gives different options for different boots, depending on the character and things like that. But it is odd kind of experiencing it for the first time, if I'm being honest with you guys. The vest is all new as well, as you can see. So that is new and different. I don't know if it comes off. Well, it looks like it probably comes off like here. To be honest with you, I'm scared to take it off because the old ones were very, very difficult to put on. Now, the new ones probably aren't as bad. Oh, I don't want to do it. Let's see, do these peg. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, those peg in quite nicely. So that is good. Nice that they updated that. So that is really cool. It looks like the points of articulation, everything like that is really going to be the same because we got the ball joint, waist, and everything like that before. But I like to keep the vests on. I know that, you know, the rubber overlay really hinders articulation, but I really like the way it looks. So that is the difference there. So blue pants versus the old style green pants. The vest is kind of redesigned and doesn't look as bulky. The arms are for sure a little bit bigger, so it kind of adds a little bit more heft and size to them, which I can appreciate. So not too shabby, but let's go ahead now and see how the articulation works on him. Oh, before I do that though, because there's always something I forget. Like, here, let me throw on the backpack piece just so you guys can see. Just ports in the back and then sits back there. That's not real secure. I feel like maybe this peg should have been a little bit longer, but it does go on there, but could fall off easily. But, you know, I don't really use the backpacks anyway. So there we go. So now let's go ahead and see the articulation. Okay, Steel Brigade Special Core Articulation. He can look all the way up. The head is on a disc hinge, but the neck itself is on a ball peg in there. So you could pivot around, you could swivel, you could move that neck all around and everything. So that is really good there. The shoulder you can get to go straight on out like so. So that is good. Full rotation in there. There is a butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back a decent ways. And then coming forward you can, but vest gets in the way. You know, maybe you could get some more crossbody in there. You got an upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed pinless elbow gives you that much bend there at the elbow. Wrist swivel on the hinge. Vertical hinge on the trigger finger hands as well as the grip hands. The cupping hands and the fists have the standard horizontal hinge. So vertical hinge on the trigger finger hands. So ball joint waist and diaphragm in there. We could tilt the Steel Brigade to the left that much. We could tilt the Steel Brigade to the right that much there. Should I just take it off? Yeah, I'll take it off here in a bit. You get a swivel at the waist in there, and it feels like maybe some of that is the diaphragm. I'll have to check it out. We do get drop-down hips in there, so the hips drop down a fair amount. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far, so that is really good there. Leg doesn't really go back a whole lot. You got an upper thigh cut in there, double jointed. Ooh, that's a little stiff on the knee. Let's see. There we go. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there. No swivel at the boot cut, but the swivel just above the boot cup. So the blue pants, it's a weird spot for it. Foot hinges down. You get some hinge up, not a whole lot. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So let me go ahead and remove the vest and let's see how that torso looks and how it moves. Whew, I took it off. Wasn't as bad to take off, so I'm not too concerned about it. And then one thing, if you notice, it's a different head on there. So I put the old head on the new one, and you know what? That looks pretty good. I can dig it. I can dig it. But let's throw the chrome one back on there how it's supposed to be. And there we go there. So that's how the torso looks, this new torso. In there, you got the diaphragm cut on there. So let's see, total tilt. I mean, it tilts a little bit itself on the lower torso, but like total leaning to the left is that much there, which is actually pretty good. But that's just the bulk of that is being done at the ball joint waist. And then to the left there, which is, again, a good amount. Let's see, leaning back, he leans back a little bit, and then coming forward is very little, but more than Hasbro, that's for sure, would typically do. And then you could swivel a little bit at that diaphragm. So that is the movement on the torso, but I'm going to throw the vest back on there because I like the way the vest looks more than this. Okay, so that's the review of the Valaverse Action Force Steel Brigade Special Core figure. I really like it. I would have loved to have pulled a gold helmet variant. Again, only one of 100. Like, that's crazy. Or only 100 made. That's crazy. I would have loved to have gotten it just so I could keep it and I could say I'm a completist when it comes to all Steel Brigade figures. And then hopefully I will be able to be a completist on all Praetorians. Although the Praetorian Wraith, the translucent one, I ain't going to get that one. There is going to be another deluxe Praetorian, but that one, the variant, will only have like effect pieces that are a different color, thank God. So I won't feel as compelled to want to be complete on that necessarily, but it would still be nice. But I'm really liking the Steel Brigade figures. Again, some of my favorite action figures total in my collection. So Steel Brigade, some good stuff. So if you have any comments to make on Action Force, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like Steel Brigade figures, if you like the Praetorian Wraiths, what you think of the Action Force line by Valaverse overall. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.